Hey guys! Welcome to Couple. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. Democrats and some concerned Republicans have been warning for months that firing special counsel Robert Mueller would be a point of no return for President Donald Trump. That speculative frontier advanced even further over the weekend, after the New Yorker's Adam Davidson declared that the Trump presidency has now entered its end stages, following a raid on the office and hotel room of Trump's personal attorney Michael Cohen. What these predictions rather conspicuously lack is any attempt to explain precisely the series of events that would be Trump's formal undoing. In the case of Mueller's firing, Democrats, in typical Democratic Party fashion, have coalesced behind a talking point first used by a Republican in which they find some powerful, unifying value. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham has been saying all along that such a move would mark the beginning of the end of Trump's presidency. When I asked Democratic senators last week whether firing Mueller would be an impeachable offense, they declined to answer, echoing Graham's warning about the beginning of the end of Trump's presidency. Democrats say this because they don't believe that raising the specter of impeachment is politically wise, especially when they're in no position to make good on such a threat. Democrats don't control either chamber of Congress, and they're not at all sure that firing Mueller would plummet Trump's support among Republican voters and convince GOP congressmen to help impeach him. In other words, they have no idea whether firing Mueller would mark the beginning of the end of Trump's presidency. It could just kick his approval rating into the lower 30s until a few news cycles pass, after which the Trump presidency returns to being generally unpopular but potentially survivable. Democrats have no idea whether firing Mueller would mark the beginning of the end of Trump's presidency. But forget about Mueller. The new rage is the investigation into Trump's personal lawyer Michael Cohen, whose office and hotel room agents from the Southern District of New York raided last week. With the investigation both investigations? All investigations, now turning toward Trump's business and personal dealings, the public will see a fuller presentation of the Trump organization's crookedness and shabby infrastructure. Once the full details of Trump's shoddiness are better known and digested, Davidson argued in his New Yorker piece, a fundamentally different narrative about Trump will become commonplace among his supporters. The crown jewels are all within the file seized from Cohen, and it seems inevitable that much will be made public. We don't know when, Davidson concludes. We don't know the precise path the next few months will take. There will be resistance and denial and counterattacks. But it seems likely that, when we look back on this week, we will see it as a turning point. We are now in the end stages of the Trump presidency. Just like that, the speculation went from the beginning of the end, based on a hypothetical Mueller firing scenario, to the straight-up end stages. The predicted demise advances even from the beginning of the article when Davidson merely posits that we're entering the last phase of Trump's presidency to hundreds of words later, when we are now in the end stages of the Trump presidency. It would be much easier to believe that any of these concrete acts will mark the beginning of the end, the entering of the last phase, or the end stages of Trump's presidency if these terms could be properly defined and the mechanics of such an end could be explained and supported with compelling evidence. But they can't, because no one has any idea. No one knows whether Trump firing Mueller or Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, or revelations from the Russia probe or the investigation of Michael Cohen, will hasten a previously unscheduled closure to Trump's presidency. Davidson doesn't argue that by end stages he means impeachment, or resignation in the face of certain impeachment, because that would require him to commit to something he's not sure of.